Peanut says,
God damn it, Peanuts.
it's pretty clear that Brendan still has at least 4 baby teeth. Which ones do you think they are? Do you think if he ate some world famous grilled corn
question.
at a barbecue, it would knock some of those baby teeth loose?
Which 4 do we think they are?
Canines.
I think they're all canines. Yeah, because he has a really
All
hard time
canines.
chewing.
Yeah, he can't
lately.
bite into anything.
He's been on a liquid diet for years.
Yeah, we all take turns.
Trying to hide your teeth
We all take
right now.
turns. We kind of take turns baby birding him whenever
Yeah.
we go out to eat. We went to a buffet recently, and like, thank God we weren't the only table doing this.
Yeah.
But like, we all had to take turns. Like, some of us would go and get another plate of food, but like, there always had to be one person at the table with Brendan, because otherwise he would literally starve to death. Like, he
Yeah.
would die. So
Yeah.
like, at one point, Lucas and I went to go get some stuff, and Kelly was baby birding him, and he
Yeah.
like started choking. So Lucas ran back, did the Heimlich for him, and rubbed his head a little bit, and because he got scared. And then Kelly and I finished grabbing the other plates, and so we all, I mean, luckily it's a team effort. We take turns, and eventually with your contributions on Patreon, we will be able to slowly replace his baby teeth.
Yank those out and put
Over
them
time.
in.
Yeah.
Yank them out and put them back in.
It's really just sort of like an upfront loan, because with what we get from the tooth fairy at this age, a baby tooth for the tooth fairy, it does come with a pretty good payout.
Yeah, well, because Brendan is 47, so like those baby teeth are 47 years old, and like that
They're
is
literally vintage at this point.
vintage baby teeth.
Yeah.
It's like bonds. They just mature,
Right.
Yeah.
if you will.
And like I will say, actually, like I want to add to just the experience of like feeding Brendan
Yeah,
at the
please do.
buffet
Please do.
because like it was like also just like very taxing physically because like he wants to try to eat the food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's like struggling,
He's
like
grabbing at things, and,
and
you're
he
like
gets
trying to
so
hold his hands.
strong. Like
you're like trying to hold his hands.
Yeah,
back.
and like so usually like you have to use like one arm to kind of hold his arms to his sides, and then the other to push the food down.
In a perfect world, there's 2 people.
Yeah,
So that
but
you
we
have an
couldn't.
assistant. It just didn't work that way for us at that
Yeah.
time because we
Yeah.
had to have 2 people out, like kind of foraging.
yeah, foraging.
It's like one of those like hunting. We're a hunter-gatherer community, the 4 of us. And,
Yeah.
So like,
And I will say it was also kind of like embarrassing.
wait, what was embarrassing?
Well, because so it was a seafood buffet, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they have everything labeled, and they have sashimi there. But Brendan calls them swallowers because he can swallow them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was like, I
Yeah.
think you mislabeled the swallowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying that to the chef
Yeah.
that the swallowers are mislabeled, and
Yeah.
he was kind of screaming that, and everyone was looking, and it just felt kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did feel a little bit disrespectful to the restaurant, not only the restaurant but the culture in general.
Yeah.
But like
buffet culture.
yes, buffet culture in general.
Yeah.
It's like in a buffet, it's kind of just assumed like you're going in and you're gonna. They're the ones providing the food, so like
Yeah.
if they have a title for it, like they could call the shrimp swimmies. If they call them swimmies, those are swimmies.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of respect the buffet and you respect what they're providing you that food, so you
Right.
kind of go with what they say. But like and I haven't been at a buffet with him before where he's questioning their authority, but like he was doing that in front of everyone, and then he would come back to the table with his little baby on, and
Yeah.
and we'd be feeding him, and like at this point the entire restaurant's up in arms.
Yeah.
And the other tables who were baby birding their friends they had to stop because like honestly everyone had to kind of rally together to try to get us out of there. But we did have a 2-hour limit, and we decided to stick it out.
Yeah, we did stick it out. And it was especially hard because like Brendan was doing this like windmill maneuver.
Yes, with his legs.
with his legs. Yeah, it was like it was very like big and like flailing.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It was really fun.
But people didn't get it.
No, they didn't get it. Like, because we were like, this is just how it's like. This is how he has to do it.
Yeah, it's like okay, so if you've ever been to an eating competition,
Yeah.
partway through, like getting those dogs down,
Right.
people will stand up and sort of like body
yeah,
roll, like
yeah,
walk
to
it
get it
down.
down.
His way
Yeah.
to do that, because again, like he's got like Lucas has straightened his out. Brendan's got extra tight turns.
Yeah.
So he's got to windmill those leggies so that he can work
Yeah.
it down.
Gyrate
so that
to
he,
gestate. Gyrate to
Exactly,
gestate, yes.
exactly. That's what we always say. That's
And
what we
he
always
was
say.
like kept screaming like, my esophagus goes all the way down, like
Yes.
to explain it. But
Yeah.
like I think people were just like, because you go to a buffet, you eat. You're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Buffet culture. get your food, sit down, shut up, and eat.
Yes, quiet. Like it's supposed to be quiet.
Right, but with Brendan, it's always a very vocal experience.
And I will say at that point, like the rest of the restaurant was like yelling so much. That I couldn't even hardly hear Brendan.
Where was the sound coming from? I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
because
at a certain point, I stopped being able to see.
Well, like I thought a fire alarm was going off, but it was Brendan in my ear.
Yes.
Yeah, like I thought it was, because he was doing that like
at this point I was on the arms.
Yeah,
so I got the arms because Lucas and I returned at that point.
Yeah,
we had our swallowers for him, and so like I was on the arms, and you are trying to baby bird him, so you're right up in his face. And he's just pure like car alarm.
And we were all dodging the legs.
Yes.
And because with his baby teeth, with the 4 baby teeth, when he screams, it comes out as a whistle.
Yes.
It very high pitched.
It whistles through the teeth because they're nearly translucent at this point. Yes. Like, they're so worn.
They're so worn. Yeah. And there were like a lot of dogs that came. Like they heard it. Like they were like upset.
Yeah, it was one of those pitches where it just kind of called to them. Like there were some that were upset. I noticed the male dogs were really angry.
Really angry.
Female dogs,
they loved it. They loved it.
Couldn't get enough.
They couldn't get enough.
They could not get enough.
So I think that was like a really unique night for the buffet.
But I guess to answer the question, we're saving up. We're saving up to replace those. I don't think it's corn related because clearly, I mean, he's not going to be able to bite into that corn. We'd be baby birding him anyway.
No.
And so I think that answers the question. We're working on with your patronage. We are working on saving up for that. Thank you.
Okay. Queenie asks. Sorry. Did you have something to say?
Did you want to speak?
No, it's okay.
Okay.